completing the square example. Solve the equation x squared minus 12x plus 26 is equal to 0 by using completing the square. As you can see, our equation is x squared minus 12x plus 26 is equal to 0. What I'm going to do, I'm going to write a formula over this quadratic equation so that we can compare. So my formula is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared is equal to a minus b squared. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to compare these two equations, and if I compare, as you can see, my a square is basically x squared. So I can write a square is equal to x squared. Now I need to find the value of a, so I will write a is equal to plus minus x. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to consider only the positive value of x, so I will write a is equal to x. So basically, if I have to substitute the value of a, I can substitute by x. Now let's compare the second term. So if you look at the second term, you can see that my 2ab is basically equal to 12x. So I will write 2ab is equal to 12x. And if you remember, the value of a that we have from here is x. So I will write 2xb is equal to 12x. I need to find the value of b, so I need to get rid of 2x. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2x. And if I do that, this thing is cancelled out, and I have b on the left side, and on right side this x is cancelled out, and 12 over 2 is basically 6. So the value of b for my quadratic equation will be 6. If you look closely, I have my a square, my 2ab, which is negative 12x. Only thing I'm missing is b square. So somehow if I can get b square with the actual quadratic equation, which is this equation, then I can definitely use this formula. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add b square, and if I add b square, I need to subtract the b square too, so that I can use this formula. So I'm going to add 6 squared, so I will write x squared minus 12x plus 6 squared minus 6 squared plus 26 is equal to 0. And the reason why we are adding and subtracting 6 squared, because we don't want to change the overall value of the quadratic equation. So if you look closely, this is my a square minus 2ab plus b square. So I will write x minus 6 square minus 6 square is 36 plus 26 is equal to 0. Let's simplify further. So I will write x minus 6 whole square minus 36 plus 26 is minus 10, that is equal to 0. I'm going to add 10 on both sides so that I can find the value of this expression. So if I do that, this 10 will be cancelled out, and I have x plus 6 whole square is equal to 0 plus 10 is 10. I'm going to carry that expression over here on this side, so I will write x plus 6 whole square is equal to 10. In order to find the value of x plus 6, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the square root on both sides. So let's take the square root, and if I do that, I will get x plus 6 on the left side is equal to square root of 10 is basically plus minus root 10. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to separate the positive and negative signs. So if I do that, I will write taking positive sign, and I will write x plus 6 is equal to root 10. Now I need to find the value of x, so I need to get rid of this 6, and only way I can get rid of this 6 is if I take that 6 to the other side by subtracting 6 from both sides. And if I do that, this 6 will be cancelled out, and I have x is equal to negative 6 plus square root of 10. And this is my first value of x for the quadratic equation. Now let's take the negative sign. So I'm going to write taking negative sign, and if I do that, I will write x plus 6 is equal to negative root of 10, because I'm taking this negative root 10 for the expression. Now let's find the value of x, and only way I can think of, if I subtract 6 from both sides. So if I subtract 6, this will be cancelled out, and I have x is equal to negative 6 minus root of 10. And this is my second value for the expression. So my answer for this quadratic equation is basically this and this. So the value of x is basically negative 6 plus root 10 and negative 6 minus root 10. And this is how we will solve a quadratic equation using completing the square.